on the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield. This is the Fight for Iowa podcast. Here's the voice of the Hawkeyes, Gary Dolphin.
With family roots in Northwest Iowa, Hawkeye golfer Noah Kent grew up in Florida, where he was an outstanding hockey player. Kent's dad is a golf course manager in Fort Myers. His stepdad, golf course architect Dana Fry, flew preteen youngster Noah Kent to the U.S. Open at Erin Hills, just northwest of Milwaukee, in 2017. There he watched Brooks Koepka win his first major and was introduced to Rory McIlroy. From hockey sticks to a pitching wedge and putter, with the same mentality to be the best, Noah Kent dedicated his passion for success to golf. Now a 19-year-old University of Iowa sophomore, Noah Kent roared to the championship match of the U.S. Amateur at Hazeltine in the Twin Cities in mid-August, where he was defeated by the 10th-ranked player in the world, Jose Luis Ballester of Spain and Arizona State, 2 up in the 36-hole final. Ranked 560th at the time, Noah Kent is now 303 and rising fast. There were 312 players in the U.S. Amateur field. Kent made it to match play thanks to a 6-under par 64 round. Hundreds of Hawk fans from the Midwest then flocked to the Twin Cities for the weekend match play to give him a lift.
Yeah, a lot of my you probably saw all the Caitlin Clark shirts. Those are my uncles and all friends that I know of theirs from Iowa City. So there's probably a good 20 of them that were wearing that. And then I think as the week gone on, I think people recognized that and started showing up. But I mean, Hawks kind of travel wherever. I mean, whenever we're traveling to events during school and airports and we're wearing our Hawkeye stuff and have our Iowa bags on, it's always a Go Hawks from across the airport or something like that.
That grueling road on the course led to Sunday's 36-hole final against the 10th-ranked amateur in the world, Jose Luis Ballester. You were down 4 holes after the opening 18, and then the rally started with a chip-in on number 1 in that final round. That had to do wonders for your confidence, Noah.
Yeah, it was unreal. That was a pretty loud roar to start the day, and I'm kind of somebody who feeds off the crowd, so yeah, definitely gave me a lot of motivation.
What a comeback, particularly on the back nine. You got to within, one shot, I think, with 3 holes to go. Take us through the final few holes. I mean, you really had to be brimming with a fervor at that point, and yet you knew you were up against the 10th ranked player in the world.
Yeah, I think I was 4 down with 5 holes to play, and I'm kind of like, okay, like it's time to go. And on the 15th hole, I was 2 down with I'm about to hit my 3rd shot into a par 5, and my caddy gets a bloody nose, and the EMTs rush out to him.
Oh no!
I had to pick up my bag and carry my bag and hit my next shot by myself, which I'm used to doing. But the whole week he's been right there by my side. He's getting EMT work done on his nose to stop it bleeding. So I had to hit that shot by myself, which is kind of funny. And then, yeah, tied the hole 1-6. I mean, it was really cool. I was just happy for the way I fought. I feel like a lot of kids and people in that moment could have lost 5-4, 4-3, 4-2. And I guarantee there was a lot of people who didn't think I was going to make it to the 18th hole. So I'm happy with the way I fought. I know it wasn't the outcome that I wanted, but, you got to take it it's a great learning experience, and there's nothing you can do about it now. So I played a tournament up in Niagara Falls this summer called the Porter Cup, which is a pretty big tournament. And my caddy usually caddies for me there. Couldn't get another player in the field. So I got randomly paired up with one of his friends. His name's AJ Ferenzi. He just graduated from Michigan State. He's a finance guy. And, he's been caddying for a bunch of years up in Buffalo, which is right outside Niagara Falls. And we came second in our first tournament together. And I'm like, yeah, I like you. Like, my game. We kind of had good fun and brought him with me to another tournament before the US Am. And I'm like, yeah, you wanna come to Minnesota? And he was all in. So
when it comes to your health, you need the full picture. That means the right diagnosis and the right treatment right from the start. I'm Aaron Bose, pediatric neurologist with University of Iowa Healthcare. Here, we're working together every day to advance medicine so you can get the best care. With more research, more clinical trials, and more treatment options than anywhere else in the state, the University of Iowa Healthcare is changing medicine and changing lives. Learn more at uihc.org.
From coin flip to final whistle, show your diehard passion for your Iowa Hawkeyes all season long with your favorite black and gold gear from Shields. Bring your best this year, whether you're cheering from Niall Kinnick Stadium or from your living room with your favorite jerseys, hats, collectibles, and Hawkeyes branded gear from the Shields Fan Shop. Visit us at your local Shields or shields.com and let's cheer on the Hawkeyes. Shields, proud partner of Iowa athletics and football fans everywhere.
The silly moments, the proud moments, even the hard moments. They're what make life remarkable. And they're why Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield is here for every moment. Committed to making healthcare better, more affordable, with more choices for care. And service and coverage that give you peace of mind no matter what comes your way. So you can show up for every tender moment, every brave moment, and every wouldn't miss it for the world moment, knowing that Blue is here for you. Go to wellmark.com/every moment to find a plan right for you.
You might think Iowa grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. Corn can even fuel your drive to watch the Hawkeyes play when you choose Unleaded 88. It's a fuel that's cheaper, cleaner, and greener. Plus, it's homegrown, making Unleaded 88 the clear choice at the pump and totally worth the hype. So as you head to cheer on the Hawkeyes this season, don't just fuel up. Pump it up with Unleaded 88. Find Unleaded 88 at a station near you. Go to iowacorn.org/88.
Well, the great performance you put on, particularly in the final 36 holes, brings invites to the Masters and the U.S. Open coming your way off that performance. But a lot of college golf remains, and the Hawks are into the fall schedule. You finished fourth at the recent Gopher Invitational in Minneapolis after leading at the halfway mark. But good performance there. Still to come now are invites at Purdue and Notre Dame. And then in mid-October, a top-notch event down in Biloxi, Mississippi. Noah Kent's average stroke play is 71.5. So Noah, with 3 meets remaining, you're building toward that Big Ten schedule in the spring. What are the goals? What are the objectives for the remaining calendar this fall as you prepare for that competitive Big Ten challenge and hopefully the NCAA meet come May?
Yeah, I feel like you can put a lot of pressure on yourself individually wise, but I feel like the big things for a team. The fall is kind of just like a big ramp up to what happened in the spring. That's when you kind of get against all your Big Ten competitors. And I don't want to say a lot more of the bigger events happen, but a lot more events with more weight come into play. So kind of like your heavyweight matchup. So the fall is kind of just a way to get yourself in a good position before the spring starts. So, we should be able to handle business at Purdue and go to Notre Dame and hopefully put up another good start. And then it'll be nice to end the year at Ole Miss. I know Illinois is playing in that tournament, and they're year in, year out, probably the best team in the Big Ten that I'd have to say with talent and everything. And, if we can put up a good fight, and I think there's no rhyme or reason we can't beat them, it's just going to give us more confidence going in the spring and, take the spring one turn at a time. And I would be shocked if we don't make it to the regionals, if not the national championship.
Good points and great bravado there. I like to hear that. You've got some talented teammates like Maxwell Joa from Cedar Falls and Colorado native Gage Messenger. It's a young team, should be brimming with conviction and belief, huh?
Yeah, it's awesome. So, yeah, me, Max, and Gage are definitely 3 great players. But, I mean, everybody who's going to play is really good. I feel like our team's got a lot more competitiveness than it had my first year, which is great to see. And, we got a new assistant coach. Our old one's gone, but I feel like there's just kind of a new energy to this team that we didn't really have before, which is great to see.
That new coach is one of Iowa's greatest ball strikers ever, Stephen Eim. He was recently added to the coaching staff. Stephen played professionally. I've watched him play a lot of years. What kind of guidance and direction have he and Tyler Stitt, the head coach, provided you?
Yeah, Ty's just awesome. Coach is first one to believe in me, first one to give me a scholarship, first one to give me a spot, and I'll forever thank him for that. And I love bleeding black and gold. And it's really awesome for me. I mean, you have Steve as an assistant coach. I mean, he's played professionally, knows what it takes to get out there on tour, and he's going to tell you what you want to know and what you want to hear to get that stuff done. And it's up to you if you want it that bad. And it's awesome being around somebody because I feel like my mind and his are so alike, working on stuff, going out on the golf course. And, he keeps it really chill, but he keeps it serious at the same time, which is really awesome. And I feel like the part that everybody has for the team for him is a lot of respect because, I mean, he's played professionally and that's something that we all want to do. So, I mean, he's got way more insight than we have right now, and I'm going to use it to my advantage for sure.
Every young guy like you aspires to be a professional someday. Is Rory your favorite, or whose game do you love? One or two players out there that you would try and imitate or emulate if you get the chance?
I love Rory. Yeah, I mean, he was the first golfer that I really got to meet. Kind of just fell in love with his game. He made me switch away from hockey to golf. But I feel like growing up, I mean, you always watch Tiger. You always watch Phil Mickelson because he'd hit flop shots. So you'd be out there as like a little kid trying to rip flop shots like him. So, I mean, probably those three for sure.
Not a bad threesome to admire. That and caddy A.J. Ferenzi, whose bloody nose in the championship round of the U.S. Amateur forcing Kent into carrying his own bag and visioning his next shot during his incredible Sunday rally that fell just short, has Noah Kent maturing in golf and life well ahead of schedule. That's this week's Fight for Iowa podcast. I'm Gary Dolphin. We'll visit again soon. Go Hawks.
You've been listening to the Fight for Iowa podcast. Hawkeye fans, remember to hit the subscribe button on your favorite podcast app. Once you become a Fight for Iowa podcast subscriber, you'll automatically receive the latest episodes of the Fight for Iowa podcast, the Hawkeyes Voice podcast, Hawk Talk replays, exclusive game day content, and more. Until next time, on Iowa and go Hawks! The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Hawkeye Sports Network.